Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Xiong. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. In recent days, an unusual trend has emerged in the real estate market in mainland China with the introduction of zero or negative down payment options. According to reports from Chinese media, property agents in cities such as Chongqing and Shenzhen have been advertising the possibility of achieving a negative down payment when purchasing a property. For instance, if a property is priced at 5,200,000 RMB, buyers can borrow 5,700,000 RMB from the bank. Not only are buyers exempt from making a down payment, but they can also secure an additional 500,000 yuan for renovation purpose. It may seem unbelievable, buying a house without any upfront payment and receiving extra funds for renovations, all handled by the real estate agency. However, these claims are not mere exaggerations, they are actually being implemented. Currently, banks are encouraging the overvaluation of property prices as part of the central government's efforts to stimulate home purchases. The loan approval process for home buyers has become much easier compared to before. As a result, a peculiar trend has emerged when a house priced at 5.2 million yuan can be financed with a loan of 5.7 million yuan. Another common practice is offering a negative down payment of 10,000 yuan, meaning buyers don't have to make a down payment and instead receive 10,000 yuan. This approach gained popularity, particularly in Chongqing, where a negative down payment of 10,000 yuan is being offered. According to insiders in the Chinese industry, the method used for zero down payment, negative down payment, or low down payment schemes are generally similar. Developers employ strategies such as installment plans or negative down payment options to ease the financial burden on home buyers. Additionally, they artificially inflate property prices to help buyers secure larger bank loans. For example, even though the actual value of a house contract may be 5.2 million yuan, a fictitious contract for 5.7 million yuan is created to deceive the bank and obtain a higher loan amount. Zero down payment offers have also been observed in Suzhou and are openly advertised in Hefei. Due to the Chinese government's efforts to stimulate the real estate market, regulations and management measures have been relaxed or eliminated, leading to a highly chaotic situation. In addition to zero or negative down payment options, there are even methods to lower mortgage interest rates. One such approach is using business operation loans to buy a house. In China, commercial loans for business operations have interest rate as low as 3.5 to 3.8%, whereas in Shenzhen, the interest rate for first-time home buyer is a 4.6%. Real estate agencies can assist individuals in establishing a shell company, providing bank statements to prove income, and utilizing this company to apply for a business operation loan with a lower interest rate. The loan amount obtained can then be used to purchase a house through the shell company. At present, the Chinese government is placing emphasis on preventing financial risks and has imposed restrictions on certain activities. However, in order to stabilize and sustain the real estate market, there is a degree of flexibility in what is permissible. Recently, I have observed that some local governments have initiated limitations on zero or negative down payments. Nevertheless, I have also noticed that certain third-tier and fourth-tier cities, upon discovering these innovative approaches, are actively promoting them. Concerning this popular news event, I would have provided two comments. Firstly, this marketing approach is evidently encouraged or at least tolerated by local governments in China. It spreads rapidly across different regions, with cities and provinces eagerly adopting it. The main reason for its swift dissemination is the government's implicit approval and support, recognizing its potential to generate demand. China's real estate market is in a downturn. Although there was a slight rebound after the end of the pandemic, it cooled down again in April. Therefore, there is a need to stimulate consumer desire. And how can this be achieved? Well, by reducing or even eliminating the down payment requirement. It has now reached the point of negative down payments. However, it's important to note that these negative down payments still impose a burden on home buyers. For example, if a house is priced at $5.2 million, but you borrow $5.7 million, it means you originally needed a loan of only $5.2 million, but now you owe $5.7 million. This increases your debt burden. Nevertheless, without such changes, many potential buyers will not be inclined to make a purchase. Therefore, by employing the tactic of negative down payment, they entice individuals who initially had no intention of buying a house to do so, effectively creating artificial demand in a market that lacked it initially. Second, the phenomenon of zero down payment and negative down payment resembles the tactics employed by drug dealers. In order to cultivate a market, despite the high cost of drugs, dealers often target specific individuals and offer free samples to get them addicted. Once addicted, the price has increased and the drug supply becomes limited. Similarly, the zero down payment and negative down payment schemes follow a similar pattern. However, these practices contradict some of the publicly stated regulations of the Chinese Communist Party. Although the CCP currently turns a blind eye to these practices, there may come a time when they are deemed illegal. In such a scenario, strict measures and penalties could be imposed, causing significant trouble for those involved. This news highlights the extent of China's reckless pursuit of stimulating the real estate market without considering the consequences. Another noteworthy news item related to the real estate market revolves around the surging number of second-hand homes listed for sale in Beijing, reaching nearly 120,000 units. This development has caught the attention of people far and wide, not just among the city's residents, but who are engaged in fervent discussions, but also among internet users across different regions. It is important to recognize that this issue extends beyond Beijing and serves as a telling sign for both the challenges within the second-hand housing market and the overall state of the Chinese real estate market. According to reports from Chinese official media, on May 24th, a second-hand apartment located in the Hongsheng community of Beijing's Chaoyang district, measuring 72 square meters and featuring 2 bedrooms and 1 living room, experienced a price reduction from 4.1 million yuan to 3.9 million yuan. Real estate agent Liu Li, in an interview with a journalist from the Economic Daily, stated that the price is negotiable and a further reduction of tens of thousands of renminbi are possible. On the same day, a total of 1,986 second-hand homes opted to lower their prices, with an average reduction of 170,000 yuan per unit. During this period, the number of second-hand homes listed for sale in Beijing has been steadily increasing, giving buyers more leverage in negotiations. However, the sales volume is not as vibrant as it was a few months ago. This news event sheds light on underlying contradictions within the Chinese real estate market. I would like to provide 4 comments on this development. First and foremost, I've also noticed some Chinese experts and officials don't view the price reduction of second-hand homes in Beijing as a significant concern. Their argument is that Beijing hasn't relaxed its household registration policy, unlike cities like Suzhou and Nanjing, which have already done so. Therefore, They believe there is no need to worry about a decline in property prices in Beijing. In the worst-case scenario, if the real estate market in Beijing continues to deteriorate, Beijing could potentially announce the relaxation of its household registration policy. Such a move would result in an immediate surge in property prices. While this viewpoint isn't entirely incorrect, it's important to note that Beijing, along with Shanghai, remains among the very few cities that have not eased property purchase restrictions. However, is there any room for relaxation in Beijing and Shanghai? The answer is no. These cities possess evident advantages in terms of educational resources, cultural assets, and infrastructure compared to other cities. If the household registration management were relaxed in Beijing or Shanghai, allowing tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of people to flood into these two cities, the consequences that would unfold in Beijing and Shanghai can easily be imagined. Secondly, the news of sluggish sales and significant price reductions for second-hand homes in Beijing carries implications that extend beyond the local real estate market and encompasses more than just the second-hand property sector. Its ability to generate a nationwide discussion is due to its impact on the general public's faith in real estate across China. Prior to 2015, there was an unwavering belief among the Chinese population that the property prices would always rise. However, President Xi Jinping's measures to address housing oversupply and reduce inventory in 2014 shattered this belief as people came to realize that the property prices do not endlessly climb. Nevertheless, a new belief emerged suggesting that the property price in first-tier cities would continue to rise while second- and third-tier cities grappled with inventory issues and housing oversupply. This belief took hold after 2015. In recent years, the Chinese real estate market has experienced a slowdown, and challenges have emerged in cities like Shenzhen. Consequently, a third new belief has materialized, asserting that only property prices in Beijing and Shanghai will perpetually rise, while other locations are viewed as less reliable. The faith of the Chinese people in real estate has now become concentrated in these two cities, Beijing and Shanghai. The recent challenges faced in selling second-hand homes in Beijing are undermining the last remnants of faith that Chinese people have in the real estate market. If this final belief is shattered, it could result in the complete collapse of the Chinese real estate market. Hence, the scrutiny on Beijing's real estate market is of great importance and carries implications that extend well beyond the city and encompass more than just the second-hand home segment. Its psychological impact on the entire Chinese real estate sector is significant. Thirdly, when examining the real estate market in China, it is crucial to not only focus on the changes in the CCP's real estate policies, but also grasp the fundamental principles of real estate development and adhere to objective reality. Currently, China's real estate cycle has entered a phase of decline, which has led to a perplexing news story. Many people wonder why there is an increasing number of houses being sold, yet the unsold inventory continues to grow. This news is particularly concerning for industry professionals, but may be challenging for ordinary internet users to comprehend. The underlying logic behind this phenomenon is that China's real estate market is experiencing a new phase of development characterized by decline. In the past, during a wealth building cycle, those who purchased properties before 2010 can be seen as early-stage investors. At that time, owning a property meant witnessing its value increase by over 10% annually. However, after 2010, a period of oscillation emerged. Premium properties continued to appreciate in value, while non-premium properties started to depreciate. By 2015, the Chinese real estate market began undergoing structural adjustments, debunking the belief in perpetual property price growth that had been held for 15 years. Therefore, whether discussing second-hand homes or property prices in Beijing, it is essential to recognize that a new real estate cycle has commenced and to delve deeper into its implications. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.